Hello, Howie here. Just want to show you this really cool feature from the custom Saber shop. I'm not really going to teach you how to use it because they have a video tutorial, but if you actually go on the main site, scroll down, left hand side, there is a little link to the MHS builder. Now this is basically an interactive Saber builder with a gridded square, so it gives you and it allows you to measure up all your parts and figure out where you want things to be. It's a really good tool for designing sabers, but it's actually really invaluable for planning your saber. Your ruler can be clicked and dragged to wherever you want your 0 point to be. Top right hand corner gives you the price and the length. Price isn't necessarily accurate because price changes, so take it with a pinch of salt. Right, so this is where you go crazy. So pick from your various saber parts. This is what I'm looking to build right now. So I will pick the parts that I want and the parts that I have some spares of. So that's it. So that is what my saber is going to be like. I want to put the extension pipe at the 0, only because that is pretty much where I want to start measuring from. The pommel goes on the end, the choke at the extension, and the blade holder. So 10.86 inches. You can see at the just next to where the length is, it's got various tick boxes. So snap to means basically if I just hold the part near it, let go of the mouse, it will just click onto it. Another thing that you want to put in is a switch, and for that you want to click snap to off. I'm going to put the switch in the middle of my extension, so that'll be about 1.5 inches in from the 0 point, because I started 0 from the beginning of my extension. You can use your arrow keys on the keyboard to move it into place. Doesn't matter if it's not the exact switch you want, gives you a rough idea as to what space you've got to work with. Click on internal view and you literally can see what's going on inside the saber, the length and the diameters of the tube and so on and so forth. So as you can see, it's not a lot of space to work with. This is the light housing with the LED and lens and the heatsink. Now the heatsink nowadays is not going to be the massive copper block, it's just literally a small copper plate, so you can ignore that. But as you can see, it doesn't leave you with a lot of room to work with from here on to here, nor does it actually give you a lot of room to work with from the end of the switch to actually the end of the pommel. You're looking at possibly about 1.25 inch to the 0 point, and then another, so maybe about 2.5 inches from the end of the switch there. You'll find a lot of saber designs have have a screwed on pommel, and then you take out the battery to replace it, but clearly this isn't going to be good enough. So what I am going to have to do is work out whether I have enough room from this point onwards for the battery here, wires leading up to the light housing, but also do I have enough space then for the wires to double back for a resistor in this section instead of a battery to double back onto the switch. So you have the battery pack here, a wire going to the switch, then going to the resistor or the BuckPuck, the negative wire possibly coming from this side, going into the LED if you're using a resistor. If not, then with your BuckPuck you'll have to have the negative running back down, and then the negative and the positive for the LED from the BuckPuck running up separately. So possibly with this tighter spacing you probably don't want the BuckPuck option, you probably want the resistor, so you only have literally one set of wires going through the actual tube. Now I say bear in mind of your length, because as you choose your parts So back to the custom Saber shop. For example, if you go to batteries and pack, you will see that, for example, a single 18650 cell holder, the length is 3.3 inches long. So that's about 1 3/4, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches, 3.25. That's just short of the narrowed part of the choke. So you could probably just about fit an 18650 battery holder into this section here. So potentially this is why it's really important to plan ahead, because you actually need to know whether all your parts can fit in or not. It's really important, obviously, if you then add sound cards and soundboards and speakers, if you want a fully sort of functional effects Saber with sound, you'll need to figure out all these things. So just remember to plan ahead. And what I'll do is, when I get all the parts together, I will show you in the flesh how the planning on the Saber builder translates to real life build. For now, how we out?